it on?
Yep.
Is the orange number on the bottom?
I can't see that far in.
Okay, it's recording. Hello, I am TurboK1000 and this is my special Q&A video for the lucky people of DeviantArt who have replied to it. Next time I will be doing both a DA and a Q&A video for YouTube, but I will be explaining the DA rules through a camera instead of through a journal. So hopefully you'll all look forward to that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I don't mind where I get the questions, I just answer them. I just answer them in my next video. I just basically collect them all, put them away, answer them later. So I'm going to start with Sasu's Redhead, who is a fellow DA member. All DA profiles will be described below in the description. Will be wrote below in the description even. So go and check them out. They've got some really good art. Okay. First question is from Sasu's Redhead. What was your inspiration to start drawing for like the first time? Honestly, I get my inspiration from three things. There is drawing chibis. That's where I got my inspiration from. There is, I started drawing chibis. I pretty much learnt from that, got better, and then started drawing real people in manga form. Next is, my granddad. My granddad taught me how to draw a wolf, and ever since then I've just been hooked on drawing. And the third thing was, I learned to use a fine liner in my drawings, and I just loved it. I loved how it worked. I loved how it made the lines bolder, and then I started drawing with a fine liner, and I got permanently hooked. It was all touch and go before then, and then I just got hooked. Okay, next is fragment of a fan artist. Fragment of an artist. I always do that. Fragment of an artist. Here's a good one. What was the best thing you get ideas from? I'm just going to straight up say music. If I'm listening to music, I get a certain feel for a certain drawing. If I'm listening to something dark and depressing, I can draw something dark and depressing. If I'm listening to something romantic, I can draw something very romantic. If I'm listening to something cute, I can draw something cute. You know what I mean? You just get the drift. It doesn't much matter when I'm inking or colouring because I've already got the drawing out. But if I'm sketching it, I have to have music to draw it. Otherwise it won't have the same feel. It'll look a bit more artificial. It just won't work. Okay, and next is I Walk in Air, who is in the next couple of questions as well. I thank her for so many questions. She really helped me get this video going. And her question is, I've seen the description of Zeus, who's my main antagonist in my manga. He sounds like an awful guy to be around. Being cold and judgmental I can understand easily, but just how bad is he if you aren't a demon or a human? Does he treat others in the overworld, heaven, with the same amount of harshness, or give them a little leeway for one reason or another? Zeus is a cold and judgmental person, but if you have not done wrong, he will not judge you. If you are in league with the devil, or work for the devil, or have sinned, or anything like that, he will not be your friend. He will be very harsh and cruel to you. But to his other angels, to everyone in the overworld, they have not sinned. None of them have sinned. So to them, to him, the angels are the good guys. To him, he won't judge the angels, he won't be harsh to the angels. He's still cold, and he's still severe, but he isn't harsh. He's calmer with the, I don't know how to word it. With demons, he will always look like he wants to stand on their graves. But with the angels, he pretty much won't. He won't. He'll be a cold but calmer version of himself. I hope that answered your question. I really don't know. I've done like 3-4 takes of this. If this has any more questions, if this brings up any more questions, please let me know. And now for question 4, which is also from I Walk in Air. The human world, or as it's known now, the distant world. The distant world is modern Earth. Yes. Does this story focus or take place in a specific country most of the time? It'll take place in my country of origin. It'll take place in Britain, and the reason for this is because I know Britain's culture and Britain more better than Japanese, America, France. You know what I mean? I know them way better than them places, and the reason I'll be doing this is so I have a familiar place to start from. If you're gonna make a good manga, make it so you know what you're doing. Don't make it so you don't. What's the word I was looking for? So it's going to take place in a specific city in Britain, but I'm not sure if the city's going to be made up or actually there. I don't know whether it will take place in London or some made-up city on the horizon. So, hopefully that answers your question. It takes place in Britain. If you have any more questions, let me know, I don't mind. And last question is from I Walk in Air again. Guessing by the fact that there is a war currently happening, there is fighting in your manga, what era of weaponry is used the most? Modern artillery, medieval, both or other? To be honest, I've thought about this a lot since my first take of this Q&A, and I'd say it's a mix, really. I think Zeus, the overworld, would use more ancient weaponry because Zeus believes heavily in tradition, he believes heavily in his rights, he believes heavily in what he is, so he believes that he should stick to the times he made his civilization. It hasn't aged at all. Whereas Hades in the underworld moves with the times because as sin grows, so does he. Well, he doesn't grow, but you know what I mean? He moves with the times because he likes certain things more than others, so modern day Earth is his favourite time. So even though it has Victorian buildings in the underworld, they won't wear modern clothing. So I'd say that the demons would use more gun-based weapons and several swords, maybe even like magic. I'm not sure, but they use more modern day weaponry, whereas the overworld would use more ancient weaponry. Again, none of these, I'm just going to explain now that all the questions written into my manga have not yet been cemented. I thank I Walk in Air for asking these questions though, because they are helping me cement my own ideas. But until I actually write them down, until I actually post that I've sorted the story out and it's all ready to be written, everything's touch and go. It could change any minute. So please don't take these answers too serious. Well, take them seriously, but don't take them like too far until I actually post about them. Thank you for your questions. I hope you have more for me in the future. Sorry, I'm erasing something off. I'm getting something off my eraser. If you have any more questions, please either comment below or in any of my journals, or even comment in DeviantArt. I don't mind. Comment anywhere, and I will label them aside and get back to you in another Q&A video. Every 5 questions will equal a Q&A video. Maybe 10 as I get more and more, but it'll start with 5 because it took me forever to get 5 now. So, hopefully this gives you enough information. I thank you all for watching, and bye-bye.